I know that's a little long-winded, but I would have my 2 lights here, and I would have my 2 lights here for sure, that highlight that front section. And then across the other side of the house over here, there we go. So over here, I think I would really take advantage of trying to have like 4 of the accent lights across the front of the house here on the stonework in between the windows. And then over on this section, I mean, you could use the gutter mount, but I think, like I was saying, if you mount it here, what you're gonna find is that it's going to light a lot of the roof line, and that's not really all that desirable. So it would look a lot better if you could mount those ones over here, kind of in between the windows. And that's what I would try and do again with whatever those different flanges are. The other option that you can do if you want to use the gutter mount is sometimes if you put the light on a bit of a riser, so it's a little bit higher up than the roof line, you won't get as much there.
Hey guys, it's Cal from The Lighting Doctor here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video with some more great landscape lighting tips. To learn more about landscape lighting, go and check out our website at lightingdoctor.ca. Or if you want to see what a real quality landscape light should look like, go and check out our Try It Before You Buy It offer, where you can get a premium quality fixture at a discounted rate with your very own battery pack, so you can go and test out how that light's going to look and feel what a real premium quality light should look like. So go and check us out at lightingdoctor.ca, or go watch more videos on YouTube just by searching for The Lighting Doctor.
Hey Brad, thanks for your email and your pictures here. Yeah, I mean, I'll mention a couple things. I mean, you got a beautiful house for landscape lighting. I love the nice white trim on everything. The stonework and all that is really, really nice, and I think you can do a really good job of highlighting it. And I'll give you some options for up top. It's really whether or not you want to. I mean, here's kind of a picture of, you can see more or less what I'd be looking for. The nice thing is, I mean, you can still mount even all the uplights that we use to do that. Basically at the base of them has a 1/2 inch male thread, and if you go to any Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever and go to the electrical section, you'll find all kinds of different junction boxes and different things like that. Some are black, some are just like round flanges. There's all kinds of mounting things, so really it's just a matter of finding something you're comfortable with that you can mount to your roof. A lot of times we'll just use, like, they have some nice round flanges with a 1/2 inch hole in them to screw the light into, that you don't need big super screws to screw them into your roof or just into the shingles. You can silicone around it, so you don't have to worry about about water or anything like that. So there's lots of options and lots of things you can do. It's really just finding something that you're comfortable with. I don't want to tell you one over the other for sure, because it's something you got to be comfortable with, but it is fairly easy to do, and you can just kind of mount them like that. And I think it really would be worth it to just try and run some wire up behind and then along the roof line. Same thing in any areas where you can kind of tuck it. If you ran it up that gutter and across, you could definitely use the gutter mounts on this section here. The only thing is that because there's so much roof line here, you probably want to get it a little bit closer to these areas. So just something to keep in mind. But I mean, the way I would light this is pretty simply. I would try and get like 2 uplights kind of at the base here. If these are right against the house, even if you have them behind these shrubs, the biggest mistake most people make is that they point the lights at the house instead of up. And it might be something you might even want to try, because you might be able to get away with it a little bit, even if you bring them. I'm just trying to go through some of the other pictures, or was that kind of it? Yeah. Oh, sorry, kind of a little too quick. But even if you kind of got them here and had them shining up, I mean, you're going to catch some of the shrubs. You're going to catch, I think you'll still catch enough of this window, and you might even be able to get some light to that 2nd story peak where you don't have to mount anything on the roof line, especially on these 2 areas. I mean, I think it would really make it stand out if you could. But you might be able to get those lights a little bit further back and try and catch a little bit of everything. And I mean, a really good way to test that is, I don't know how much time you spent on our website, but I would go and I would get one of these. Basically this Try It Before You Buy It light, where basically you get one of those lights that I'm talking about that I would use. Plus it comes with this battery pack that now you can just go plug this light into, and you can actually go and place it in those areas and see where it looks best. And if you just can't get the light up there and get that look that you want, well, then you may have to go and mount them. But if you don't have to, then I mean, all the better. And I think definitely in these areas you might be able to, because you have the kind of the bushes right against the house anyway. You might be able to bring that back a little bit. It's going to obviously take away a little bit of light from the house, but what you could do then too is if you had to bring those out a little bit further back, again, have them shining more upright than you think, but then maybe just to help get a little bit of light on here, because if you do that, these bushes might steal a little bit of light from here. You could always throw one in the middle that just kind of lights this bottom section. So that's what I would do. Honestly, I would start with that try it before you buy light. And even if this was a project that we were doing, that's something I would do, is I would come back at night with my try it before you buy it light, and I would actually go and place it in those areas and find out where it's going to look best, and then I would come up with a plan. So whether you're a newbie or you've been doing it a long time, I'm still a big fan of using that. So that's what I would do to really test that. And if you can, then that would be great, because then you can just kind of have it. I'm just trying to get a front picture. Yeah, then you can just kind of have the lights, you know, here and here, and it gets all this section with just those 4 lights. The only other thing you may want to consider is that with the uplights, you might want to use something a little bit brighter than the standard 4-watt LED that comes in there, and use a 35-watt equivalent. And the nice thing is, actually, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, with the try before you buy it light, you can actually test out both options, because you can get the light and then you can also add one of the 35-watt equivalent lamps, and you get both, and now you can plug them in and you can go test it out and see what you like best. But that's what I would do. I know that's a little long-winded, but I would have my 2 lights here, and I would have my 2 lights here for sure, that highlight that front section. And then across the other side of the house over here, there we go. So over here, I would think I would really take advantage of trying to have like 4 of the accent lights across the front of the house here on the stonework in between the windows. And then over on this section, I mean, you could use the gutter mount, but I think, like I was saying, if you mount it here, what you're going to find is that it's going to light a lot of the roof line, and that's not really all that desirable. So it would look a lot better if you could mount those ones over here, kind of in between the windows. And that's what I would try and do, again, with whatever those different flanges are. The other option that you can do if you want to use the gutter mount is sometimes if you put the light on a bit of a riser, so it's a little bit higher up than the roof line, you won't get as much there. Also, something else you do, and guys get mad at me all the time for suggesting this, but this kind of has like this little cowl. Sometimes I just flip that upside down. These are really waterproof lights, so even if you flip that upside down, sometimes it helps block a little bit of that light down below. So that's what I would do. 4 lights across here, 2 higher ones here. I would try and get 2 in between the windows here. Like you said, the garage might be a little tricky because you have the stone here. I'm just going to see if I got a better picture. Yeah, I probably wouldn't worry too much about this area. I think it's going to be very tough to do. You could definitely try and, you know, mount some lights up here. Again, just keeping in mind that all the lights have a 1/2 inch. They have a 1/2 inch thread on them, so you could always get like some of those white flanges, run the wire up in the gutter wherever you need to. But in all honesty, I think I would probably just leave this area out. It's going to make your life a lot easier. But if you really want it, there are some things you could do. But I think if you just focus on the front of the house, it's going to look really good. And then the only other thing is you might want to consider adding a few path and garden lights in between where you have those accent lights. So if you have an uplight here and an uplight here, I would probably try and throw like a path and garden light over here, kind of one in the middle, kind of one over here, and then kind of in between the 3 windows, and just have that nice consistent uplighting along with some downlighting across the pathway. And I think those were kind of the main questions you have, but I think if that's all you did, you might want to throw another uplight on this tree here, maybe a little bit more from the side angle, so it just kind of rounds out that viewing angle. But I think if you did all that stuff, that would be a really, really good start. Yeah, and I would kind of leave it at that. I mean, if anything, you could possibly throw some downlights here, but I think because you have these and you've done a good job on the front, I would probably just leave it at that. So hopefully that helps answer some of your questions. But by all means, if there's anything else, please reach out. I'd be more than happy to customize a kit for you based on those suggestions. But I would say try that, the try it before you buy it light first. It's a great option to go and really see what's going to look good so you can get the desired effect.
So what you're going to find in your try it before you buy it landscape lighting kit is 4 things. You're going to find our RS uplighting fixture from FX Luminaire. You're going to find our wash lighting fixture from FX Luminaire, and you're going to find our path lighting fixture from FX Luminaire, which are 3 of the most used lights that we use in any of our landscape lighting projects. And along with that, it's going to come with a King Innovation InstaLight, which is a battery pack that's going to allow you to go and test out these lights on your property to see which lights are going to look best where. The Try It Before You Buy It kit is a chance for you to go and feel the difference between a good quality light and a premium quality fixture and the poor quality lighting that you're going to find online and in a lot of other stores. So you get to test those lights out for 14 days, go and plug them in, test them out on your property, see what's going to look best. And if you don't love it, you send it back to us and you get a full refund. And if you do, you keep those lights at a discounted rate and you just get whatever else you need. And then to help you with that, we've come up with our free consultations where you can actually send me pictures of your property and we're going to help determine what are going to be the best lights to use in the best spots around your property to make your landscape lighting project run as smooth as possible. So I hope you guys take advantage of our Try It Before You Buy It kit with our uplight, our wash light, and our path light. And I look forward to hearing from you. Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video presentation with some great tips and tools on how to go and properly and effectively light up your landscape. And be sure, if you want your own free consultation video, just send me an email at cal@lightingdoctor.ca with a few pictures of your property and we'll get back to you with some really cool ideas and ways to go and effectively light your property. And be sure to watch the videos after this one for more tips on how to install landscape lighting as well as how to light up your landscape the best way possible.